with you. Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you, Brother and Sister Sanders. Looking forward to a good revival.
Yes, yes.
We've been having some good fellowship around here since they got here, and I'll tell you what. Looking for some great things.
Yes.
My heart has been heavy this week for many in the church.
Amen.
My heart's been really heavy. And I've studied all week on this sermon, and I've studied, and I thought, God, I've got this thing down. I really feel like I've got it. 1:30 this morning, I still haven't got it. Sitting in my chair, and I said, God, how can I get this out? This message out. At 1:30 this morning, he said, one word. He said one word. Deliverance. Bear with me,
It's all right.
I've talked to people this week. I've prayed with people this week. Folks, there's a lot of people in the church that need deliverance.
Yeah.
Now you see, so I'm up, looking things up and scratching notes. Deliverance means liberation, release, rescue, solution, rescue from bondage and danger.
Glory.
We tend not to use the word deliverance in the Pentecostal ranks anymore. Because we've attached a stigma to deliverance. We've attached the stigma that if we talk about deliverance, we're talking about somebody that's devil-possessed. If we talk about deliverance, we're talking about someone that has an addiction of some sort or another. If we talk about addiction, if we talk about deliverance, we have had a tendency to put a negative tone to that. We talk, well, how about devil oppression? But I want to tell you something. Deliverance comes only when a voice of authority and a show of force is used to come against the captors to set the captive free.
Amen.
Now I want to tell you something else. If you have been afflicted, if your finances have been afflicted, if your health has been afflicted, and you have not been able to get victory, my friend, you need a deliverance.
Amen.
The church needs to begin to preach more about being delivered. We need to let people know that we are not bound by the things of the world and the things of Satan, that we have someone that will bring authority against those things, and he will come and force. The reason why a lot of people are bound, a lot of reason why there's a lot of Christians that are bound is because they have never taken authority against the captor that has come against their lives. They've never stood up and taken authority against the devil and put him in his place. And sometimes we do, and and we fight and we fight and we fight, and still there's no victory. But I want you to know this morning, I believe that God is going to set some people free. I believe there's some here this morning that is battling Satan, and he's come against them, but victory is yours. Deliverance is on its way. There used to be evangelists go across the nation proclaiming a deliverance ministry. Why? Because they believed and they practiced it. And when they face Satan, they come against him with authority. They come against him by force and demanded deliverance come. You can't sweet talk the devil out of anything. Stop trying. And when you get to the place to where you are bound, you can't do it on your own. Friend, we have a responsibility to step in and pick up the sword and pick up the shield and go to battle for those that are in bondage, for those that need deliverance. It's not just our little battles that we got to fight. It's not just our issues, but it's our brothers and our sisters that are in bondage that Satan has attacked.
Amen. Good, man.
We have a job to do. Psalms 34 verse 4 said, I sought, inquired of the Lord, and required him of necessity and on the authority of his word. David said, I went in the authority of his word. He didn't go on his own. You can't win the battle on your own. You can't do it on your own. In church, I want you to know there's people that's been fighting some battles in this church, and we've been supporting them. But I believe today, if we'll rise up a mighty army, if we'll rise up together in unity, in one mind, and in one accord, and in one faith, and trusting God this morning, we can see some people set free and delivered. I know what I'm talking about because I know who I'm talking about. Some of who I'm talking about. I said, God, why this? And this morning, a prayer request came in this morning. I said, God, I know why. Because there's a person that needs deliverance. And I want you to know the doctors can't give it. Medication can't give it. Psychiatrists can't give it. Counselors can't give it. But I want you to know I stand on the Word of God. And I stand on the authority. And by faith and by force, we're going to go against Satan. And deliverance is going to come to that young lady. David said, I did it on the authority of the Word. He said, I didn't do it on my own. And He heard me and delivered me from all of my fears. David said, I did. And I sought and required of Him necessity and on the authority of God's Word.
Amen.
You say, why do I need to know the Bible? Because you need it to be able to stand on the authority when you come against Satan.
Amen. Sure.
I have cried this week. I have wept. I've said, God, why? Oh, Richard, you're supposed to do that. Well, why not? He's got the answers. He's the one that knows. And I said, God, why? We prayed, God. We fasted, God. We sought. Why? And the only thing that I can come up with is today, as a congregation at Mountain of Life Church of Pentecostal Holy Ghost not playing with him anymore. Let him know he has no authority. Let him know that he is on ground they don't belong.
Amen.
Glory. Glory.
I was sharing just a little bit with Brother Stan yesterday. He said, I don't know why I have battled this Parkinson's disease for so long. I said, get ready. I said, get ready. I said, get ready. And if you disagree with what I'm saying, then when it comes time to prayer, I'm going to very respectfully excuse you to step outside.
Amen.
Jesus did it. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but listen. When a platoon leader takes his men out to battle, he wants every one of them doing the same thing. He wants every one of them to have the same belief. He wants every one of them going according to the manual and according to their training. Well, I'm going to tell you, when we go against Satan, every one of us that goes against him, we need to be in one mind and in one accord and have our spirit right before God that we can see God do some things.
Amen.
In the 17th verse, he says, when the righteous cry for help. When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of their distress and their troubles. You know what? People have been in bad situations. They've been trapped on mountains. They've been trapped in wells and everything. And they have cried out to get out of there. But I want you to know, sometimes they can't. And when that cry is heard and goes out, somebody has to come to the rescue. Oh, listen, it's time that we become a rescue squad this morning. That we go and pull them out of the wells they're in. Pull them out of those high mountains they're trapped on. Pull them out and bring them to victory.
Amen. Amen.
I'm so tired. And I'm so sick of hearing Satan and his attacks on people. I've become angry. I've become, this week I have felt, I've just felt angry at Satan. I cannot help it. I've been so angry, so mad. I said, God, why? Psalms 150:15 says, and call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and ye shall honor and glorify me. The devil has been stealing God's honor and God's glory. He's been stealing it. There's people that got so much going on, Brother Dick, in their lives. They're hurting so deep that God can't get glory from them because Satan has them wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up to the place they can't get out. But this morning, come on, church, this morning we're going to break some bondages. I said we're going to break some chains. We're going to see some things happen, and God is going to get glory. God is going to get the glory.
Yes, Jesus.
Psalm 107. I got a whole bunch of scriptures. This is where This is what Psalms David was talking about. He said then, in Psalm 107, verse 19, then they cry to the Lord in their trouble. He delivers them out of their distresses.
Amen.
Out of their distresses.
Hallelujah.
He sends forth His word, and He heals them and rescues them from the pit and destruction. Satan is trying to destroy some people in this congregation this morning. And he's been at it a long time. And it's time, church, it's time that we come to the rescue.
Glory.
It's time that we come to the rescue. He said, oh, that men would praise and confess to the Lord for His goodness, loving kindness, and wonderful works the children of men is see. It's hard to praise God. Those of you that was here Sunday night, how many of you have been praying this week like I asked you to Sunday night? And then on Wednesday night, I asked again. I didn't know exactly what I was asking, but I knew there was a specific reason. And when God revealed this to me this morning, I know what I asked you to pray. Amen. Now I know why. I mean, I always know why I ask people to pray, but a specific purpose. A specific purpose. The Bible says we are to carry one another's burdens. What does that mean? That means you get off your backside when you see someone hurting, and you go over and you begin to pray and bombard heaven for them to help them tote that load that they're carrying. Oh, you don't need to know what it is. People come up for prayer all the time. I know evangelists and I know pastors that do all this. They won't pray for nobody until that person has shared everything. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. If you want to share, you can share it. It's not that I don't care. It's I don't need to know. The one that needs to know is up ahead. His name is Jesus. And all I need to know is that my faith is in Him. And I'm standing on the blood that He shed on the cross of Calvary. And I'm standing on His promises. And I know they'll be fulfilled. Amen. A lot of that done is done strictly to be nosy. And when it's done to be nosy, that cancels out the faith.
That's right.
Preacher, you should have said that. You don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, I do. I mean, not do personally, but I'm just saying. When I want to know your problem, just because I want to know what it is, I am canceling the faith that I have in God to believe for you. Because then the devil comes in and he'll start using that. And he'll start making me think about it. I mean, I don't mind at all. All I'm saying is this. When you come up here for prayer, come up here with your heart and your mind focused upon receiving what you come for. And then when God does the miracle, then you come back and tell me what it was all about. Then you come back and say, hey, preacher, remember when you prayed for me? Well, this was going on, and God healed me, or God did this, or God did that. You know why? then God can get the glory. You know, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying. Isaiah 43:19 said, behold, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive and know it? And will you not give heed to it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Some of you feel like you've been out in the desert for a long time. Brother Lenny, Sister Norma on Wednesday, they went out on a little trip. When I cry, my nose runs like you know. They went out on a little trip. They went to Wakeworth. They went out to the desert. They enjoyed part of the time. Then they realized, I'm in the desert. And they realized summer was suddenly approaching. And they realized they couldn't be there long. They're going to have to find some better place to be.
That's right.
So have you been in the desert way too long? Not by your choice, but you've been there. But it's time. Oh, come on. It's time for you now to live in the oasis of the blessings of God. He said, I'm going to put water in your deserts. I'm going to put trees in your wilderness. Oh, I'm going to make the flowers bloom in your life one more time.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to make the roses bloom. I'm going to make the trees grow. You're going to live in beauty.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to do this. You know why I said I'm going to do a new thing? Is because some of them had never seen the old thing.
There it is.
Some of them had never seen the old thing, so the only way for him to explain it to them, if he just said, now this is what I'm going to do, they just looked at him like, really? You want to do that? Well, he says, I'm going to show you a new thing. You're going to see something you've never seen before.
Come on.
Oh, and he's telling them, get ready. Oh, you've been out here wandering around. Your life has been in a mess. But I'm fixing to bring on a blessing. Listen. God's fixing to do something. Isaiah 54:17 said, but no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper.
Right.
The devil is fixing to get kicked right smack in the teeth.
All right.
Are you with me? I said he's fixing to get kicked right smack in the teeth this morning. And every tongue that shall rise against you in judgment, you shall show to be wrong.
Come on.
I know who that scripture is for. I know who it's for. God's fixing to show the devil where he stands.
Hallelujah.
God is fixing to put some evil in its place, church.
All right.
He's fixing to put some evil in their place. And they're not going to like it. But it's coming. Why? Because God promised it, church. Evil does not like to be exposed. This peace, righteousness, and security, triumph over opposition is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. Oh, we will walk in victory right over the top of Satan. He said, said, we're going to walk in victory right over the top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't going to be able to walk. What will you?
Glory.
Oh, listen. My heart is heavy because I want to see God turn this stuff upside down.
Amen.
There's some of you here that you've got things going on that you have never told anyone. You are fighting those battles by yourself. You are praying to yourself. Well, I got news for you. When you are in captivity, it's hard for you to fight the capture. Because he has to upgrade. That is when you've got to reach out to someone else.
Amen.
You've got to reach out. God never intended for you to fight these battles alone. He did not intend for you to sit in silence and fight Satan when you have the resources of a mighty army that is empowered by the baptism of the Holy Ghost and that with fire to come to your side and fight for you and with you.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
In whom the ideal servant of the Lord is reproduced. This is the righteousness or the vindication which they obtain from me. That is which I impart to them as their justification. That is your right to be free. It is your right to walk in victory. It belongs to you. Satan has no rights. The devil has no right doing what he's done. Brother Oder went in for a simple surgery and he's fighting for his life. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not his fight, church. It's our fight.
Amen.
How do I say this? I understand when somebody says something, somebody's really fighting the battle. And I understand what they're saying. I know what they're saying. But why shouldn't we be saying, you know what? Sister so-and-so and I, or brother so-and-so and I, we are fighting a battle. Does that make sense? Because we're to be fighting. Let me tell you. Last September, there were some people fighting for me. I couldn't fight for myself. I didn't know who I was half the time. But there were some people fighting. There was a church full sitting right here today that was fighting for me. What they were doing, they were coming to battle, rising against Satan. And because that you did that, I can stand here today.
Hallelujah.
Somebody said something to me the other day. I don't know who it was I was talking to, but they said something. They said, well, I do know who it was now. They said, when I saw you last October, into September, October, just before I decided that no matter what condition I was in, I was going to step back and take back the pulpit and do whatever I was going to try to do. They looked at me and they told me yesterday or the day before, they said, we cannot imagine. When we look back, and they said, when I look back at you and I saw you sitting in your living room, they said, I could never imagine that you'd be out there doing what you're doing in just 5 short months. I said, I got news for you. I didn't imagine it either. I couldn't imagine it either. I couldn't see myself picking up concrete and shoving and throwing it in the dumpster. I couldn't see myself tearing, driving nails. I could not see myself doing it. But I'm telling you, because of you folk, because you rose up a mighty army against the powers of Satan, I am here doing what I'm doing today. But it's time to rise up for others that sit in this audience today that need the same thing, and some of them just as bad, if not worse. Come on. And I appreciate every prayer every one of you ever prayed, because I know, I'm telling you, this preacher right here is another example. Go to the doctor for one thing, they find something else, and then you almost die. Trying to get better. The reports kept coming. It was good, and it was bad. It was good, and bad. But thanks be to God. There was an army of people across America that rose up and prayed and went before God and said no.
Amen.
If He did it twice, He'll do it 3 times.
Yes.
If He'll do it 3 times, He'll do it 4. He'll do it 4, He'll do it 5. He'll do it 5, He'll do it 6. There is no limitation on this thing. We've got to go to battle and deliver those that are in captivity.
Right. Praise God. Praise God.
Praise you, Lord. Praise you, Lord.
I was talking to this person, and I was telling them, I said, I'm so thankful for what God done for me. But I said, I know some people that can't say today what I can say. And as I began to think about that, I began to cry. Say, God, every one of your children should be able to say what I can say. I said, every one of your children should be able to have the same report that I've got.
Amen.
I want to see it. We're going to see it. Deuteronomy 3:22 says this: you shall not fear them, for the Lord your God shall fight for you. Woo. We're going to win this battle.
Yes.
The battle's not yours, it belongs to God.
Yes.
I said, the battle's not yours, it's God's. But in order for God to do His work, He has a people that He uses, that He counts on to do it.
Glory.
Just don't know how to get everything out of my heart. All right, come on.
Amen.
Just don't know how to get it out of my heart. Listen. We can't let our brothers and our sisters be in this battle alone. We can't let them fight this alone. We can't let them feel alone. We We can't let them feel like we feel sorry for them. We don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for anybody. Why? Because feeling sorry brings pity. Pity brings doubt. Doubt brings that we don't get anything we need from God.
Right, amen.
I have concerns, yes. But I don't pity. I don't feel sorry. Oh, that sounds so cruel. No, that's who we are. If you start feeling sorry for somebody, you cannot see God do the work.
Amen.
Come on.
You cannot see God in His glory when you see pity. James 4:7 says, so be subject to God, resist the devil, stand firm against him, and he will flee.
Yes.
We're going to do some devil chasing around here in just a little bit.
All right.
And
I said we're going to put him on the run.
hallelujah.
Why? Because I'm tired. Let's see. I don't know how else to say this except I guess I'm in shepherd's position.
That's it.
That's right.
Oh. My little dog, I took her down to get her clipped the other day. She looked like a sheep. That girl could grow more hair and she grew up faster than anything you've ever seen. She looked like she was about this big around. She couldn't see. I mean, her top knot is now a forest. I took her down to get her clipped. And the girl clips a little bit on her and says, I can't clip her and call. I can't clip her anymore because she's got a little open sore. I'll bring home this poor little shaggy dog. Its head now is 3 times as big as its body. Because all the hair is gone off its body. It's got these bushy little legs, 4 little legs like this. And a head full of hair. I mean, literally. And I brought her home, put her in my arms. And I prayed for her.
Come on.
Amen.
Sure. Glory.
Oh, we can send her over to the emergency room and then I said, you should leave my dog alone. You don't make decisions for my dog, I'll do that. When then I picked her up and I took her home. And all of a sudden I could see. I began to pray for her. I went down to the drugstore. And they got some antibiotic cream and some cortisone, and I started putting it on her. And she's just as healthy and good and running around ready for the rest of that hair to come off. Or I know she is dying. But she belongs to me.
Come on.
When a shepherd sees one of his herding sheep, he goes to its rescue.
Amen.
I'm coming.
Glory.
I'm coming to your rescue this morning.
Praise.
In behalf of the Heavenly Father.
Hallelujah.
Somebody said, well, He knows what I need. He'll just give it to me. I'll tell you something. Satan don't always turn those things. The devil always don't want to let go that easy. And as I begin to go through this, man, this becomes so real in my heart. And so I said, okay, God, it's time to bring the herding sheep together. We're going to call out the good, the bad sheep. Right. Not bad, I mean, those that are hurting. Don't take me wrong. But we're going to pull those out that need special attention. But I noticed this several years ago. My brother-in-law's a dairyman in New Mexico now. He's a dairyman here in Arizona for years. But I noticed something on that dairy. At the time he was a young deer, and one of his cows would get sick. And he'd go out and he'd get that cow out. And he would take it and put it in a pen here to doctor it. You know what the well cows did? They foamed.
Sure they did.
I would look up and here would be 200 cows and they'd be standing there. I watched it to see what was going to happen. Because that was one of theirs. Well, we're going to pull out the sick and the hurting.
Glory.
And the broken this morning. And then the healthy ones are going to come to the rescue.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And we're going to see God do some stuff.
Yes, amen.
Would the musicians come and just play something softly? Would you stand with me this morning? Brother Richard, would you come? Now, a shepherd knows those that are hurt. Sometimes he doesn't. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call out the ones that I know are hurting.
Come on.
Sister Bertha, would you come? Sister Oder, would you come for Brother Oder? Brother Stan. Did God show you this? No, I'm a shepherd. I know some things. Not a lot, but I know some things. I want this young lady, ma'am, I want you to come back. I want you to come up here. Sister, would you come up here? Yes. Now, these are ones that I know was hurting. Sister Williams, would you come up here? Let's line up across the front. These are sheep that I know need some medical, spiritual attention.
Here's my cup.
If you're here and you are needing something that I don't know about, I want you to come up here. And we're going to pray. I said we're going to pray. I'm going to step out on faith and say this. There should not be this many sick sheep in a herd this size.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
There shouldn't be. Now, church, I want Brother, Sister Sanders to come. Brother Dick, now Blake, church, I want you to come.
Praise you, Lord. We praise you, Lord. We praise you, Lord.
And I want you to get behind one of these right here. We're going to go down the line praying for them, but I want somebody behind every one of them.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I want somebody behind every one of them.
Thank you,
Every person.
Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Somebody step over here behind Sister Williams.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
The rest of you just gather around behind all God, He's coming today. And I'm going to believe for my healing.
Commanded to leave.
Lord, I'm going to want to pray again.
Bring health, healing to every cell of this body. Lord, Lord, for your Lord, bring your deliverance to your servant.
In the name of Jesus. Oh, yes, Lord, right now, God. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Faith with faith, with this strength. Believing, Lord, that there will be the day of deliverance for the child. Oh, that she loves God. All to see set free. Lord, oh, you're a God of deliverance. You're a God of healing. You're a God of hope. Just take place. Father, in Jesus'
God,